Hi, it's Gabriel from historic Blacksmith Conservancy, and I'm going to start a new series today called the HBC Book Corner, and hopefully this will be a series and we'll look at some important historic books. So today I'm going to talk about Ferronnerie Ancienne, or Ancient Ironwork, which is a French volume which was published in 7 parts between 1920 and 1929 by Frederick Contet in Paris. And so it really looks at mostly the ironwork of the 16th, 17th, and 18th century, but there's also a volume that covers all the way back to the 12th century. So let's dive in and look at some of these amazing plates. So as you can see, there are 7 volumes here, and they are bound in marbled bookboard. This is the first volume here, and you can see the title page. Each volume has a list of plates, and then I'm just gonna jump to some of my favorite highlights here. And so this one you can see was the period of Louis XV and Louis XVI. This one I wanted to show you. I'm here in Detroit, and this railing here, which is in Bordeaux, Samuel Yellen in the 1920s did a railing here in Detroit for a home based on this design. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we know that Yellen visited Bordeaux, or one of his draftsmen did. And then when we normally think of Louis XV, we don't really think of this spiky style here, but you can see that there were lots of pieces in Bordeaux and Toulouse that where they had this very popular ornament. It was 4 bars that were all forge welded together with a point, and then they opened them up. And we even saw this style and this ornament make its way back into English estate ironwork in the late 18th century. So that's another cool tidbit. Okay, so that's volume 1. Let's take a look inside volume 2. Here again, Louis XV and the 16th. Here is what I would call a late Baroque style screen at the cathedral at Amiens. And you can see the heaviness of the ornament, the asymmetrical balance of the composition. Lots of leaf work, lots of repoussé, flowing lines, and again at Amiens, one of the side grills. A gate to a chapel, but the grillage, in one of the side chapels. So that's the second volume. And a lot of these, they're organized not by time period, but they're organized instead by place. So it looks like, he would, Contet, who was the editor, would continue to revisit themes over and over again as he photographed more and more things around France. So again, we have Louis XV and Louis XVI, but this time we're in Dijon, Nancy, Paris, etc. And here in the third volume from 1923, I'm gonna skip near the back, and this is the palace at the Stanislas Palace at Nancy, and a very famous work by Jean Timor. Again, that late Louis XV style. Excuse me, Jean Lemour. And here you see the bracket with the chicken, symbol of France. Beautiful carriage entry. Now I'm just gonna skip to the 5th series. And this one we can see is the 12th through the 18th century, siècle, century, French here. And now we're going all the way back to Puy-en-Velay, medieval ironwork. This is the a gate in the abbey at Puy. Here we see a detail of bundled scroll work. One of my very favorite pieces of medieval European ironwork. And it set a pattern, of bundled scroll work, which would be repeated and beloved by 19th and early 20th century designers. And then also, you see several plates of the ribbed and the ornaments that were beaten into chilled dyes. So we have some plates from that. So we get the medieval ironwork in this collection too. And I'll show you just one more here. Contet went back to Louis XV and Louis XVI work, but now he started, if you look at the title page here, going by location, so he had covered the period, he had covered the style of the ruler, and now he was saying, I'll just show you everything in Avignon. And then this last book, here we see just some catch-all stuff in 1929. So let me just jump here. So this is some grill work from Saint Denis, and this looks like it's Louis XIV. So this is like what directly preceded that very Baroque heavy leaf work of Louis XV and then ultimately Louis XVI. But this would be sort of contemporaneous with what was happening with Jean Tijoux and the court in early 18th century England. So you can see some real similarities in the style. Here you can see the forged beads, or I guess the direct translation from French would be grains, but I like to call them beads. You can see the water leaves, and you can see some of the geometric compositions start to creep in. So that is just a sneak peek into this collection, Ferronnerie Ancienne. Very rare to have the entire collection all together in one grouping. I had been looking for the full collection for about 4 years before I was able to find it for sale. So I was so excited to get it that I wanted to share it with all of you. And if you ever get a chance to look at the Contet books, don't hesitate. All right, that's it for now. See you next time on the Book Corner.